What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Sunday afternoon. What's up? Let me just give a shout out to everybody that's jumping in here. Got a lot to talk about in a short period of time. But what's good, Brandon Williams? What up? Stephen Arthur, as usual. Tyrone Church, this call on Tyrone. What up with you, big dog? Gambino, what up? Ryan Humford, shout out to you for always keeping Silver and Blue Nation on top of things. Make sure you go check out that page on Facebook because he keeps it popping over there. You know what I mean? Loons, what's up with you? Boo thing, as usual. You know how we do. David Jenkins, what's up with you, big dog? Hope family is okay. Let's jump right into it. Hey, I'm going to tell you, 43 Flex, what's up with you? Donation. Let's get that popping, man, because let's have a good time up in here, man. Let's go. CBA is signed. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, so I'm going to post some stuff on the page, so follow along with me, and we can do all this together because I don't play in the NFL. I ain't no scouting in the NFL or nothing like that, but I try to keep on top of it, so we're going to go through some stuff, some parameters that made the CBA happen. It says right here, once again, the CBA did pass, 1,019 for the CBA, 959 against the CBA. So it did pass. I didn't think it was going to pass. I'm going to keep it real. I didn't think it was going to pass so soon. But you know what? It's a good thing it did pass as far as no work stoppage, 10 years guaranteed. Hey, ho, John Jones already coming with the $5 holla. Donation. Let's go. Anyway, appreciate you, John Jones, as you always do. Anyway, I love you, dog. Appreciate you for growing the nation. But like I said, I want y'all to listen to something right quick. Before y'all say anything, I know Dak, we're going to talk about Dak. We're going to talk about Cooper. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Randy Gregory with the Wave 420 friendly now. I know the NFL players is happy. You ain't got to worry about losing game checks or suspensions with the Wave. But you're going to play another game, though. You're going to play 17 games now, though. You know what I'm saying? And then them playoff games going one extra playoff game. We're going to break that down. I think Stevie Mack, if he jumps in here, Stevie Mack 23. There you are. Break that down for him, Stevie Mack, because I did break it down when I posted. So break it down for the folks for me while I get this video up. Tell them, Stevie Mack, what's about that playoffs implication thing. Let them know about that. They're going to get 17 games out of you now. And veterans don't want that. But you know why? The veterans don't want that because they got their money. So from what I've been hearing from the top guys is that the veterans don't like it because they got to play the extra game and they getting paid $23 million, $24, $30 million a year. I don't want to play the extra game because I'm rich. Yeah. Feel me? I'm rich, so I don't want to play them extra games and do all that extra stuff. But them bottom feed players who make up most of the NFL, them young guys coming in who ain't getting that paper like a Aaron Rodgers, who ain't getting that paper like a Russell Wilson, who ain't getting that paper like some of these big guys out there, they want to get bread. And so from where it stands, and I'm going to show you this video and I'm going to let you listen to it, from where it stands is the younger players, the bottom players, the players who make up the majority of the NFL who are not making the big salaries, it helps them. You know what I'm saying? When you get that extra playoff game, that extra money from them, when you add two more people for the practice squad, it helps them. When I believe now, instead of you having only a certain amount of years you can stay on the practice squad, I believe it's unlimited as well. So this helps those guys who aren't making the money. It helps you if you're, hey, ho, Tyrone Church with the $2 holla. Just call on Tyrone. The more the Dak goes up, the more the years he plays. We're going to see about that. Let him know, Stevie Mack, because that's my guy right here. Stevie Mack is my guy. Okay? So if I need stats and stuff, hey, oh, Tavis Banks with the $10 holla. I'm flex posing. I ain't a big dude, but I still can flex on you, suckers. I'll still flex on you, suckers. So let me find out Dak was waiting to get for that 4.5 increase. Because you see Ryan Tannehill, Calais Campbell got traded for a fifth-round pick. I think he got a 2-year, $27 million deal. Ryan Tannehill got for a 4-year, $119 million, I believe, 60-something guaranteed, $29.5 million. Hey, and that's for only playing how much? For how long? Coming over to a new team, you're getting $29.5 million. So Dak better get at least 35 now. At least 35. But we ain't talking about that. We're going to talk about this. I want y'all to look at this video. Stop breaking my train of thought right now. You guys are breaking my train of thought, okay? Listen. Yeah, we knew Tannehill was going to get paid. Watch what Teddy Bridgewater's going to get paid, though. But I want y'all to see this video, okay? I'm going to play it, and I want y'all to listen to it. Tell me if y'all – this is what Jeff Schwartz, he played in the NFL, offensive lineman for the New York Giants, 8-year veteran, was in these lockouts, things of this nature. I just want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Just real quick, it ain't going to be long, so don't be going nowhere. I don't want to hear the video. Listen to it.
Deals to get more money early in their career. Careers are short, right?
I'm going to switch to it.
Guys more money earlier in their careers. So how would I have voted on this? I would have voted yes, all right? And there's many reasons why, and many reasons why
just listen
I dislike
to it right
the CBA,
quick.
but would have voted yes anyways.
He was
Number
in the
one
CBA.
reason I would have voted yes.
Tell me if y'all can hear.
I have a unique perspective on this because I was part of the last lockout in 2011, last CBA as well, right? I was entering my 4th year. So I was well-versed in the NFL by then, right? So I played 3 years with a lockout heading into year 4. The number one reason why I would vote yes for this, it's a big increase from 2011, right? As far as what we get, the percent of what we get, the benefits, the salaries, right? Some of the other things around, right? We lose our franchise tag, things like that. The number one reason I would have voted yes is because we don't have the fortitude as players, at least not now. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone will correct me. Maybe a bunch of players will tell me I'm wrong. We don't have the fortitude to sit out games, all right? Our leverage at all times is the ability, it's got this hair right here sticking up, is the ability for us to sit out games. If we sit out games, it forces teams and owners to have to look at us differently. We're willing to miss paychecks, right, to make this happen. Are we willing to do this? I say no. In 2011, we weren't, and I don't think players realistically now were ready for this. They might say they were. A lot of veterans say they're ready for this. Of course, veterans have money. They can withstand this. The other guys can't, right? So I would have voted yes because making money is better than no money, even though there are many issues with the CBA, in my opinion. It's too long, 2 day long. Too long, way too long. Secondly, I don't think we got enough for 17 games. All right, we get 1% increase, maybe 1.5 in the new CBA. All right, better than 2011, I get that. But to me, all along, I thought the risk of going to 17 games is all on us. It's not on the owners.
This definitely says right.
I don't think we got enough for doing that. Now, I know the argument people have made is that less practice time is the reason why. I'm arguing with Darren Oster now with this. Less practice time is a good reason, a good trade-off. No, it's not, right? Owners care about one thing, money. That's all they care about, money. All we should care about is money. Shouldn't care about these little things. We shouldn't care about less weed testing. Yeah, that affects less than 1% of players in the NFL test positive for marijuana. Less practice time. Look, we decreased practice time in 2011 by a lot, maybe even more than we did now. We used to have double days, okay, in training camp and no days off. We went to no more double days, a 2-day acclimation period before then, days off, and less hitting during the regular season. We used to go pads twice a week during the regular season. All week. Till the end of the season, most of us did. New CBA with 14 weeks, 13 weeks, I think, the regular season, and most coaches would stop like midway through the season. We severely limited hitting in practice. And guess what? Injury rates have not gone down. Career length has not gone up. There's no evidence to show that limiting practice reps is helping players stay healthy and increase their longevity in the NFL. Again, the reason why we should go to 17 games is all about money. Money. It's all the NFL owners care about. So all we should care about. And again, are we willing to sit out for this? There are other flaws in CBA, right? I think that there's this disability issue. I'm not quite up on that. I know that retired players have talked about that being an issue. Again, I don't think that we got enough cut of the pie for this whole thing. But there's many benefits to this, okay? And I think that outweighs, in my opinion, considering that NFL players would not sit out, outweighs the negatives of the CBA. Again, really for me it was simple. And look, most players didn't go through the last lockout, so they don't really have this perspective on, and obviously I'm not playing now. But again, I think that helping out the younger players and making sure we get paid, because guys, again, not prepared to sit out. As much as the player reps have talked to us about this, to tell the guys to rest, to hold their money, not to rest, to hold their money, to budget, to be smart about it. Players don't do it.
About the players. Maybe
there's a new generation of players that are all ready to sit out games, but they're not. They're not. Okay, and again, I I I hope the lessons we learned from the CBA, our players are more involved in the whole process, not just caring about the last zero point 0.5 years of a 10-year deal, paying attention to player rep meetings and the union meetings, having a genuine interest.
All right, all right, all right. I heard what you said. I heard what you said, Jeff. I heard what you said. I heard what you said. Now, if you listen what I got the gist of it, and like I said, he was in that lockout, as he said, in 2011, or was dealing with that CBA at that period of time. And from what he's saying, the practices have already seriously been reduced with the padded practices. They're basically reduced down to none. You're doing a lot more walkthroughs now. It's really benefiting the young players coming in. Like I said, that fifth-year option for the first-round players now is going to be guaranteed, and it's going to be based upon your performance, not based upon where you were drafted. So now if you were a first-round draft pick and you were picked 28th, your option would say this is what you're going to get paid at because of the pick of the 28th. But now, if you're a 28th pick and you're a first round and you're on that option year and you get a defensive end and you get 15, 16 sacks in that year, now that's going to go up. So it's going to benefit them. And it's going to benefit a lot of the guys. And I got some little stuff right here. Some little stuff right here. I'll show you some more stuff before we talk about those other guys. Just got some more stuff. Check some of this out. All right, so we'll read it together. You remember when you was in school? Let's read it together, class. Let's read it together. That's what we're going to do. We're going to read it together, class. Coach J right here today. Roster growth, and you'll see some of that. One of the biggest concessions made by the owners in these negotiations seem to be opening up more jobs from the bottom for the roster players. Now, the CBA passed. Rosters would increase from 46 on game day. Overall rosters to 50 through 55 from 53. Practice squads increased to 14 players in 2022 and in 12 this year, up from 10. Teams were allowed to bring 3 players from IR. Just as I mentioned before, the fifth-year option will still exist, but it will be based more on performance. So, the changes of the fifth-year option up under the proposed CBA, which has been passed, now fully guaranteed before the fourth season with the option exercise rather than just for injury, but value of option tied to performance, not draft slot. Also, maybe some good also for the NFL. Roger Goodell doesn't have all power now, as it seems, regarding reduction in commission authority over disciplinary cases under the CBA. Roger Goodell now will have authority only over integrity of the game matters per source. That would apply to things like Deflategate, personal conduct, etc. Now go to a neutral arbitrator. Also, the proposed and passed CBA also reduces penalties for players who test positive for THC and eliminating any game suspension strictly for positive tests. So no more getting banned strictly for smoking weed. Also proposed and passed in the CBA, a provision establishing a 50,000 HRA for vested veterans without one, plus creating a network of hospitals in each city for no-cost physicals, preventive care, counseling, etc. Many ex-players have jobs that provide health care. This will fill gaps. Did you like that, class? Did you like that, class? How was I, boo thing? Was I okay? So you see, a lot of pros, a lot of cons. As you see, a lot of things that are for the players. They don't get the full pie. I believe it's 48%. And I got another thing here too. If you want to do some more class, I got some more class work right here. I'll just show you this right quick and tell me if you can see. You may not be able to see it super closely, but just some of the more of the proposed and passed act of the CBA. Just some things, if you can see right here. More pay escalators, pension funds. Fully, that fifth-year option is really big. Additional cap room, more. You can be able to finagle the cash more with your tag picks. I posted that 30% rule now that apply for the Cowboys. So let's just jump right into what we're talking about with now. You just seen, like I said, Ryan Tannehill, Calais Campbell got traded for a 5th-round pick, so you know, just like I was listening to Jeff Kavanaugh on his Twitter, and I totally agree, and just like it was already in my head. You know how the Cowboys love those draft picks. They love the draft picks. They love not letting go of those draft picks. They seen you get rid of one, and obviously with even Robert Quinn, they got away with murder with Robert Quinn. I gave away what, a 5th or 6th-round pick for Robert Quinn. I gave around the 1st-round pick for Amari Cooper, but you've seen they both have panned out. As far as you gave away those draft picks, they came back and worked, right? So now you have Calais Campbell, who goes for a 5th. Go out there in free agency and get these guys. We already know that free agency tag, there's only one now. Okay, there's not two. So there's only one. So we've been hearing in the news now that Dak may still get tagged, with them going after Cooper and signing Cooper and him being first before Dak, while they still try to figure it out, because they're saying what you've been hearing in the media. I don't know for sure, because you hear so many different damn stories, that Dak's team wants more than the norm of the 33, upwards to the 40. I don't know if that's for sure, but we do know that he does want a shorter term deal. Seems that one tag is available. Who are you tagging? Are you tagging Dak Prescott, or are you going and tagging Amari? Because you're going to lose one. Well, you ain't going to lose one. But if you do tag Dak, let's say you get the Amari deal. Go ahead and speed up that. Get the Amari deal done. You tag Dak. Do you put Dak on the exclusive, or you give Dak the non-exclusive? Do you give him the exclusive where he can't negotiate with no other team? Or do you give him the non-exclusive, and where you can still get 2 first-round picks? You would think you would give him the exclusive, not disrespect him and give him the non-exclusive, because the non-exclusive is lower in value. The exclusive is in the top 5, and you can negotiate with nobody. So you would think it would happen, but there hasn't been a lot of players since 2012, and I have mentioned that have only got the exclusive tag. So it's still going to be interesting to see how this works, because like you said, I'm hearing in the media that, guess what, Amari Cooper may be getting signed before Dak Prescott. They tag Dak while they still try to figure out, because they'll still have time to do it. But you want to get him in camp, and really, do you really want to put that tag on him? Cowboys got to figure this out. They said they were waiting to see what happened in the CBA. Well, the CBA is signed, and they need to figure out what they're going to do and get one of these guys going, because you don't want Amari Cooper touching this free agency. That's the biggest thing. You do not want Amari Cooper touching this free agency. I believe you know you're going to go after Dak. You know you're going to do this, so figure this out. But Coop, in my opinion, cannot touch no simple, cannot see no free agency, because teams are going to go after him, okay? Teams are going after Amari Cooper. Feel me, babe? They're going after him. And you cannot let him touch free agency. So figure this out, Cowboys. You said, we're going to wait till the CBA. Now it's done. Get it done. You feel me? Like the cable guy, Larry, the cable guy, get her done. Get her done. Now, let's talk about the marijuana thing, because I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Randy Gregory now. We already said that, get her done with these two guys. This shouldn't even be a big thing. This should be both of you guys getting signed, and then we should be moving on. You feel me? But at the end of the day, the Cowboys need to be players in free agency. This is what it comes down to. You see, Calais Campbell went for a 5th. I know he's older, but you can get guys. You can get guys. You can get guys in this free agency. We've been showing you snacks out there now. Linval Joseph out there. I've been telling you about Jordan Phillips. That's my number one guy, the Cowboys target at the free agency. Go after him. Get that money. You feel me? Let go of the Tyrone. Not you, Tyrone Church. I love you, dog, but Tyrone Crawford, man. Get rid of him, man. Save that bread and go ahead and get a Jordan Phillips, big dog. Don't play around with this. You the Dallas Cowboys. That's the Buffalo Bills. And I don't care what the hell Cole Beasley said about them damn Cowboys. I don't care. He knew he was going to get passes over there with Josh or whatever, your boy, whatever his last, I don't even remember his damn name. But he knew he was going to get passes over there, but, you know, you over here with Cooper, you ain't going to see that ball a lot. So go on over there to Buffalo. But Jordan Phillips, I know you was doing the fake dances with Ezekiel Elliott, but you know you want to come over here and play with them damn Cowboys. You know you want to come over here and wreck shop with us. You know you want to wear that star. And a lot of these free agents out there, no matter what people say, it's still the Cowboys, and people want to play with the Cowboys. So, Chris, your boys, Boss Cowboy and Tyson, they had a great interview with Chris Harris. Shout-outs to them. Had a great interview, and Chris Harris said himself, he want to come with them Cowboys. He let them Cowboy. A lot of them, the people love these Cowboys. You feel me? And teams ain't gonna be just out there turning the Cowboys down. So the Cowboys can get people in free agency, and they got the money to do it. And I don't want to hear about, oh, they signed Dak Prescott at 36, 37, maybe 38 mil. They ain't going to have no money to spend on no other free agents. That's a damn lie. Yes, they can. They can finagle it. They can make it work. They're okay. They ain't got no dead money that's killing them. The Cowboys can make it work as far as if they want to go out there and get free agents. If they want to be free agent people, if they want to be free agent players, the Cowboys can do it this year, and they need to. There's guys out there as far as the safety position. You already talked about Von Bell. We haven't talked about the big guys like your boy from Denver, Simmons, and things of that nature. But there's a lot of guys that's not off the top of my head that we can just go after. Cornerbacks you can look at that can be Band-Aids that you can still pay for. So this is a time that the Cowboys cannot play around in free agency. We say it time and time again, but we know Stephen Jones, how he said we're not going to overpay for players, and I think that concept is still going to happen. But they still need to be players with this deep in free agency, especially, like I said when I made the video a few days ago, at defensive tackle. There's too many damn good defensive tackles. That's too big of a need. We saw what happened last year. It's too big of a need. The Cowboys need to make it happen. And guess what? You can still sign a Robert Quinn. And let's talk about the Randy Gregory thing right quick. Let me see what the hell y'all talking about right now. What up, Dan Lee? Let me give shout-outs to everybody here. What y'all talking about? Rue Glock. What's up with you? Thurston Howell the third. What up with you? Josh Allen, thank you. Eastside Harold, as usual. What's up with you, dog? Tyrone Church. Brandon Williams. What up, K. Francis? Who gets deals done, Coop or Dak? From what I'm hearing, it's going to be Coop. I mean, it's going to be less money that you have to deal with as far as signing a player. But, you know, like I said, it's funny because the team, if you're asking my personal opinion who's going to get signed, Dak or Coop, it's tough because the Cowboys play around too much, man. You know, they so weird with these damn negotiations. They play around too damn much. But it would maybe make sense for you to. I mean, it makes sense for you to sign Dak, and then you can tag Cooper. The tag is not going to be crazy high with 18 mil for 1 year, and then you can still figure it out. I don't think Cooper's going to complain about that. It would make sense for them to do Dak first, but I'll be honest with you, man. It's like 50-50. I don't know what these dudes going to do, man, because these dudes play around too much. And then, you know, he got Francis over there with Dak Prescott. You know, it's just, is he asking for this? Is he asking for 40? Is that for, you know, and they can't let Coop ride. All I know is they can't let Coop walk. Coop got to stay in Dallas. That's my main thing. Coop got to stay in Dallas, and they got to figure that out. So get him signed as ASAP. I feel like you can make it happen with Dak, so it makes sense to go after Coop and sign him first, and then you can still tag Dak and figure it out so you can get some time to go with those exact numbers. But you can't let Cooper walk. I don't give a hell. I love Coop. I know that there's some negatives around him with the away games, the drops. He's always been that his whole career, though. T.O. had a lot of drops, and T.O. was a beast. You feel me? I love for them drops to cease, but I don't care. Cooper is nasty. He's young. He wants to stay in Dallas. He had career year damn near across the board with injuries. And I love Coop, and I think you can still get a nasty ass receiver in a later part of the draft. You can get a nasty ass receiver like in the third or fourth round if you choose, and still have a Michael Gallup and a Cooper. You got to keep that firepower though. You got to keep the weapons for a Dak Prescott. You can't be starting over and saying, "Oh, well, let's see if Michael Gallup is going to be that number one." You don't know. It's half and half. Sometimes Michael Gallup looks like that nasty number one, and sometimes he don't. But you know you got that number one in Coop, and Coop makes Gallup better. So stop playing around. Don't let Coop walk and be on no dumb stuff. Get Coop signed, and then figure out what you're going to do with Dak as far as that money goes. And then jump your butts out there in free agency and get you a defensive tackle. You don't have the staff that you have to worry about with the Ron Marinelli or anybody else. The back and forth. You got guys who are said, this is your role. This is what you got to do. Tom Sula is a grunt. He likes big boys. You see what he had over at Washington. What he was working with at San Francisco, and they like the big boys. They like big size, and they're going to go after players, not like we're going to get 6'6", 350 guy. We're now going to get. They're going to go after players that can make it happen. We're going to go after playmakers, and I feel like that's what is getting exciting about the team. But you need to attack free agency this year, Steven. Don't play around with it. You got the money to will and deal. If you got to get rid of some players that have been with the Cowboys 5 or 6 years, Chris Jones, those guys, hey, that's what's got to happen. It's a new staff. It's a new horizon. Make this shit happen. Donation. 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 Let's go. Yeah, if you letting Cooper walk, that's gonna let me know y'all playing around. Y'all still on that dumb because there's no way in hell, as we've said before, that you spent a first round draft pick on trading for him, and then you only get a year and a half worth of service, and a first round pick is at least 4 years. That wouldn't make no damn sense, especially when he's a dog. Especially if you let him go out in free agency, somebody's gonna scoop him up and pay him. That's a fact. Okay, that's a fact. Somebody's going to pay him, and he's going to go over there and do good, especially if he got any kind of a decent quarterback, because Cooper's just a good player. No matter where Cooper go, and he got any kind of a decent quarterback, he's going to get numbers because he's a nasty receiver. Facts. Period. Point blank. And that's what the Cowboys have been looking for, playmakers. And just like when me and Boss Cowboys, and he said it to me, and we talked about it on the show, it's the truth. Cowboys do better when they got the damn triplets. When the Cowboys got the triplets, when they got 3 core guys, and you already got Ezekiel Elliott in the fold, you might as well, you signed him, you got him for at least another 3 more years, then go ahead and make this thing happen with this triplets. You got this staff who's already been there. You got this coach who's known for making quarterbacks better. You get this defense. You get a nice defensive tackle in the draft. In free agency, you address maybe a cornerback that's not going to cost a lot. You can maybe pinch a safety. Everybody's still talking about Carl Joseph. I don't know why, but hey, you can still pinch somebody and spend on free agency like you did last year. It worked out for you. Randall Cobb worked out for you last year. Robert Quinn worked out for you last year. Kerry Hyder was a decent player. Maybe Covington didn't, but you had the high big name guys that you signed over. He wasn't a free agent. Quinn wasn't, but you made a draft, a trade, and you still made things happen, and it worked out for you. You need to do that again this year, and you need to do it because so many good names. That's not going to come out every single year. You're not going to have a free agency coup like you see this year, and Cowboys definitely need to be players. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, we're really going to see what's popping. I'm pissed off about some things because it doesn't look like the NFL draft. We're going to see how this free agency thing happens, with this coronavirus going on. But it looks like the NFL draft, they're not, Vegas is like a ghost town right now. I'm pissed off because I was trying to go to that draft. I was going to go to that draft. Was really going to get some good stuff going on, but obviously we see with this coronavirus that don't look like it's going to happen. Hopefully this stuff all clears up by the time of football season because I ain't trying to deal with no football for real. So hopefully this stuff clears up and they can get things rolling and the ball rolling with that. I did mention Randy Gregory. Interesting to see what's going to happen. I know people have talked about David Irvin, but I'm going to keep it real. I don't think they have the rights to David Irvin any longer. Donation! 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 You know, I told you that's the Tourette's. It kicks out. Let me. But anyway, I ain't so keen on David Irvin. We know about the ability. We know about the size. We know about how nice he is. But like I said, let's go after somebody who's actually playing football right now. Let's go after somebody who's actually doing something on the field right now. If David Irvin wants to come back, I mean, I just don't think he's that dude. I mean, ability wise, he is that dude. Ability wise, but mentally wise, I'm cool on him. So people have brought him up because the marijuana thing. But I just don't want to deal with the laziness. I just don't want to deal with is he going to do this? Is he going to not do that? Is he going to show up? Is he not going to show up? You ain't got time for that. The window's too small for these Cowboys, and you got this staff. So I want to see Randy Gregory. I heard Brian Broaddus that he did say on his Twitter page that you'll hear more about the Randy Gregory thing probably around June. Around June time is when you hear about Randy Gregory and what's going on with that and some words about it. But if Randy Gregory can get back on that field, that would be hella dope. He needs to because he's 27 years old right now. He's not going to be young forever, and he's only played like a year and a half. It's time for him to get on the field and stay on the field. So really good thing that you don't have to hear about guys getting popped for the marijuana. The guys should be motivated. That's what they wanted. So they shouldn't be complaining about these 17 games now because they got what they wanted on that end. There are more pay raises for the bottom tier guys. So obviously the veterans and the guys that have been in the league don't want to play this extra game, and I can understand that. I don't play in the NFL, but if your body's getting beat up for 16 games, you don't want to do all that extra. I get it. But the younger players fuel the league now, and those are the guys that need to get that money. And that was what probably pushed. The veterans probably put it out there in the media that this wasn't good, but then you get a lot of the favorable things that's going along with the CBA as far as game checks and roster bonuses and things of that nature. And a lot of those younger guys, and just like Jeff Schwartz was saying, a lot of people talking about that they save that money in the NFL, but these younger guys don't do it. And it's a problem that's been talked about in the NFL, the NBA, and hey, ho, there we go. $2 holla from my guy, Tyrone Church. We appreciate you, big dog. I think Carl Joseph's a great young and cheap talent. I mean, we keep on hearing about him, but he is always hurt. He is cheaper, but, we keep hearing about him, but, when's it going to happen? It is a good option because he doesn't cost a lot of money, and, he's probably better than Jeff Heath, and we can put Jeff Heath as a backup. But ain't nobody talking about it. We'll see. But as I was saying about with this CBA is that, a lot of these younger guys fuel the league now, and since these younger guys fuel the league, it's been said that they don't save that money. They don't save their money. And for them, were they really going to sit out these games? And what the push came to shove, and what they've been wanting, having the marijuana thing, a lot of players probably were saying, you know what, we ain't got time because have we really prepared to sit out games? Have we really prepared to sit out 4, 5, 6 and miss all these game checks? Because this is their livelihood. And a lot of these guys are spending money too fast. And guess what? They need them paychecks, and they didn't save. So that's why you probably saw a pass. And also, I think another 600 players didn't even vote, and only passed 1,019 to 959. So it wasn't a huge margin. And imagine what would have happened if those 600 guys would have voted. Could have been a change. But at the end of the day, CBA is signed. Hopefully we'll see what happens with Randy Gregory soon, because I'd love to see him get back on the field. Sign Robert Quinn, please. We know Byron Jones is probably gone, but I believe get Amari Cooper signed. I feel like the Dak thing will work itself out eventually. Get him into camp, though, because you're going to need him. I just feel like that's not gonna be the big thing. Dak Prescott, maybe it is right now, but in my heart, I just feel like something like that is gonna happen. My focus right now is get Amari. Don't let Amari walk in free agency and get him signed. I don't care what anybody's telling me in the feed. Oh, they're gonna sign Amari. I don't trust Stephen Jones. I don't trust him at times. I don't trust how these guys do business at times. They talk too much in the media with these contracts. They play around. They wait. They slow foot. They wait to the last minute when they know they could have signed these guys earlier. So I don't trust them. And that's just the way it is. And I love my team, but I don't love what they do in the organization at times. And I'm not going to jump out there saying I trust everything that they do. And they can't be playing around with the Amari Cooper thing because they let it drag out. They talk about signing him last year and nothing happened. And now they was talking about in the organization drafting a receiver and possibly letting Amari walk. Everybody ain't sold on Amari. You get what I'm saying? So I don't trust the organization. So they need to get that boy signed because if you sign a Cooper in there, get him happy. You got Ezekiel Elliott. You get Dak happy. Now you got that core. You still got that offensive line who's still at least one more year or 2 more years under contract. So this will be the push. You got that 3-year window. Mike McCarthy 5-year deal, 3-year window to get it happening. See what y'all saying in here. Yeah, these pro days, just a lot of things that are happening. See what y'all saying in here. Yeah, and that's the problem, y'all. Just like you're saying, Perry, they always jumping out in the media. Not every team does that, but they will. But my main thing is the Cowboys have to be players in free agency. Have to be players in free agency this year. They can't say, "Oh, let's try to bargain shop and let's get away with this to make this run." No, these other teams that have went to the Super Bowl as recent, when you see the L.A. Rams changing from terrible to good, when you see the San Francisco 49ers going from 4-12 to Super Bowl, when you see the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a pretty good team, but they made free agent acquisitions and shrewd picks, they got to the Super Bowl and won. The Cowboys need not to say follow suit, but they need to go out there and say, hey, we got to, our guys are at their peak. If you look at the offensive line, they're at their peak. Travis Frederick and those guys, Zach Martin, they're 28s and 29s now. Tyron Smith, 29. Leo Collins is a little bit younger, but you got to understand these guys are not the 24s and 25s. They're the late 20s now. So it's time. It's time to make the moves. It's time to make it happen. Okay, Ezekiel Elliott, 24. Cooper, 25. Dak Prescott, 26. You feel me? These are the years, if you look around them prime years, these are the times to make the push for that Super Bowl run. And you got that guy who's already been there and done that. You got guys in the staff who've been there and done that as far as NFL experience. It's really no time excuses. Just like there wasn't no excuses for Jason Garrett, I ain't giving no excuses for no Mike McCarthy. No passes, no nothing. Because in any kind of business that you do, um, it's about making things happen now. Okay? And it's time to make it happen. And it ain't like you some rookie coach that's just getting his feet wet in the NFL. You've been there and done that. So there ain't no excuses for nobody. And it needs to be fish grease to me, on my opinion, on let's start this staff. Let's go. Get in there, get in that draft room, figure out what y'all gonna do. Trade up, trade down, make this happen. But this needs to be a good draft, a good free agency picks, and because the team is in win now mode. It ain't Dallas ain't rebuilding. They reloading, and they need to reload and make shit happen. So free agency is gonna get popping next week. Make sure y'all tuning in. Oh, I want to ask y'all a quick question. What was I was going to ask you guys? I'm getting the phone lines in. Hey, Cy Harold, phone lines in. I got the phone line number. I'm just making some quick adjustments to some things. So phone lines will be popping just to give y'all some heads up. Phone lines will be popping probably next week. So y'all be able to call in, ask some questions, talk live, whatever. We're going to kick it. Got some videos coming up with some players I'm kind of digging and feeling that free agency right around the corner next week. So I'm going to post some videos. And make sure you tune in to the Late Night Hype Tuesday with myself, Law Nation, and Skywalker Steel. It's been going banging. It's been going crazy. It's been going nuts. The support's been crazy. And especially if we get something popping. If something may happen either today, tomorrow, in between that time, make sure you definitely tune in. And we're going to see what happens with this coronavirus and see how it affects the draft, what's going to happen with free agency. So a lot of good things going to be coming up next week, even though it's going to be a dead period with no sports. How are y'all feeling about that? I want to ask y'all that right now. How are y'all handling it with no sports right now? Do you think they're being extreme with that? Hush up, East Side. You know I told you bring it on. I'm like your boys from Ghetto Boys. You remember the Ghetto Boys album? Bring it on. Remember that song Bring It On from the Ghetto Boys? They had like 15 rappers on that song. Bring it on. Yeah, bring it on, dog. I ain't nobody worried about that. But what are y'all thinking about? How y'all feeling about no sports right now? Are they going to the extreme with this, or do y'all feel like it's the right thing being done? Like I said, they shut down pretty much everything in Columbus. How y'all hanging out there? I want to ask y'all right now. But they shut down pretty much everything in Columbus. I'm in Columbus, Ohio right now. Moving our way back to Texas, the motherland soon. But right out here, repping it out here. But they pretty much shut everything down. Schools have been shut down for at least 3 weeks. Ohio State campus classes is out. No spring game, which is huge because Ohio State lives and dies by their football out here, and no spring game has made them a bummer out here. I don't rep them boys. I rep them my Texas boys. But what do y'all think? Give me y'all some of y'all thoughts. Too extreme, shutting down the NBA, NHL, MSL, MLB, everything just shut down. Do you think it's an extreme, or do you think it's the right thing to do? See what y'all saying. Looking crazy, say Young Wilson, what up with you? Philly Cowboys 76. Looking crazy, said life's crazy with no sports. Locks 44 is all about talking to take precautions, need a big game. Feel you. Stephen Arthur says, I don't care about the other sports. Give me football. I feel that. Tyrone Church says, I love football so much. I'm okay. Deal with the Cowboys drama. Yeah. Rue Glock says, pretty whack, but it is what it is. I feel that too. Renzo says, it's the right thing to do. This just sucks. I feel that. Bud B says, Buckeyes country. Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming back home, big dog. That's for sure. Andre Roberts says, dumbass Rudy Gobert didn't help. But here's my thing with that. We don't know if it was Rudy Gobert. Somebody else could have had it besides him and could have gave it to him. And he, you know what I mean? We don't know. It's like that's a thing that's coming up because it's like a cold. It's like a common cold, just a little bit more stronger of like flu-like. We get it. I understand it's stronger. I get it. But you don't know who got it first. You feel me? Like people just tested for it now. You're just testing for it. You don't know who had it first. We don't know, and I'm not giving a pass for Rudy Gobert, but I'm just saying you don't know. Somebody else in the team could have had it before him and gave it to him. He just happened to get tested for it, and it became known. But we don't really know. Stevie Mack says definitely better off for extra precautions. This should have done it earlier. Yeah. China went too hard, and their numbers are starting to look good, and they have been the worst of it. So probably the right thing to do there. Ruglock says. Philly 76 says it's called for. 43 Flex says, I thought it was an overkill, but with another NBA getting it, it's the right thing to do. Nathan Hall says they shut down the NBA to speed up the process of getting started back in a month or two. Most sports leagues just don't want to get sued if the virus spreads on their hands and their facilities. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, safety first, because at the end of the day, we want this thing done and over with. I think this is going to go back away. Just my personal opinion, this is going to go back away. Um, you never know with the government. That's a whole nother subject, but I feel like it is the right thing to do as far as what they're doing, even though it hurts. It's going to be interesting to see how they figure it out as far as when they start back up. If they take this, the NBA mandatory 30-day shutdown, It's just going to be interesting to see how they do these other leagues, how they start this back up, how they do the games. Are they gonna, say those games are just gone? You're not making those games back up. The NBA, are they gonna go straight to the NBA playoffs? They're not gonna redo those games. They got to find out vendors. Different TV shows are on, and then you got to figure out TNT. Those games were scheduled at a certain point in time. Are they gonna? So it's gonna be a lot of interesting things how they're gonna figure this out because, money and TV venues and tickets, arenas, all that has to be figured out. That's not going to be easy. That's going to be something that's going to be very difficult for them to do. So it's going to be interesting how it happens and how they do try to figure it out. But I do think it's the right thing to do so you can get back to normalcy here soon within hopefully these next 30 days. Hopefully this position and the shutdown of it in these 30 days gets it under control from what we're seeing from the outside, so things can go back to normal. You can get things rolling because I don't want to miss football. Basketball hurt me too. I really don't care about baseball. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not a baseball fan, so I ain't worried about baseball, but I am worried about those guys. As far as athletes, I want them to get paid. Soccer, I don't really care about those other sports like that. I will watch them, but I don't intriguingly watch them. But I do want to see all those guys getting paid. And, I want to see what hurt me is, my basketball league got canceled out here. My youth basketball, my middle schoolers got canceled out here. That was a hurt. We were supposed to play today, so I didn't like that all. A lot. I also call high school basketball games out here for a high school, and I called some other high school playoff games. And it hurt me to see those kids that have fought so hard, with their seasons abruptly just be done because of this. But better now doing this so you don't let this keep on going on and then it getting bigger and bigger and then it becomes like this serious crazy epidemic and then other drastic measures are being taken about. So we'll see. That's all I can say. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, hurt. I feel you with the Rue Glock with the bad timing for the XFL. So that was just getting popping. So you hurt for those guys. I hear that they're going to do another year of eligibility for the spring and winter athletes. Going to grant them another year of eligibility. That definitely would be good for them. Definitely good. Like my boo thing said, like, share, and donate. You feel me? We need to get that popping too. Donation, donation, donation. As we get ready to close the show. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Had a great group today. Had about 84 popping. Get them likes on this damn thing. And there's always one person, I don't know who it is. You might be in this feed right now. And I ain't trying to call you out. Please trust me. I'm not trying to call you out. But there's just always this one hater. Almost like I'm going to bring it up to you. If anybody's old school like me, has anybody seen Beach Street? Raise their hand. Tell me, has anybody seen Beach Street? If you old school, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Old battle video, rap started getting started. Beach Street back in the day. Anybody seen Beach Street? Tell me right now. Any old schoolers in here seen Beach Street? Has anybody seen Beach Street? Not Blue Street, Beach Street. There you go, Derek. All day, Ryan. Yes. Okay, Derek. So, you remember Beach Street? Not Black Street, Beach Street. It was like made in 84. The Roxy, the Get Fresh crews. Those guys are going back. It was based out in New York. They were, break dancing, all that good stuff back then. It was called Beach Street. Go look it up. Go check it out. If you don't know this movie, go check it out. Came out like with the Warriors and Breaking back in the day, but this was Beach Street. Breaking was the more commercial hip hop back then. Beach Street was the grimy grudgy. Well, anyway, Derek, if you remember Spit? Remember Spit? That every time Luis, I believe, was always tagging those subway trains. He was always tagging them with that dope graffiti. They was waiting until they found a white train. Everywhere they had one guy who was a producer, another guy who was a break dancer. They were trying to get their popping. Another guy was a promoter, and it was there for a little clique. And there was another guy, Luis. He was a tagger. He liked tagging subway trains, and his graffiti was on point. But There was this one hater. Like there's this one hater on YouTube. It always gives me one unlike. As soon as my show is done, he always give me one unlike. As soon as the show done, him unlike. But there was this one dude. Every time he tagged um a subway train, this dude spit would always write over his graffiti, putting spit. He would just write over his graffiti. And they'd have a dope fresh car, and then they see it go over the subway, and then he look, and then they be having spit in black all over his dope tag. And he was like, man, spit got me again. I want to tell you the end of the movie, but I'm not, because if I do, you'll be like, damn, I didn't make me want to watch it. So go check out Beat Street. You know what the hell I'm talking about. If you're a young schooler, you might not appreciate it, but you should, because all y'all doing all that funky dancing y'all was doing back then, that's when it started back in 80s. That's why y'all doing it now. But if you old schoolers ain't seen Beat Street, go check it out. Yes, Bud B, the one that died. Spit. I ain't like no damn spit. Hell no. Ramon, that's who it was. That's who it was. That's who it was. Thurston High. Ramon. But anyway, go check that out. Ramon, yes. Oh my God, that hurt my soul when I seen that. Like that hurt my soul when that happened. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, yes, they finally got him. Get him, get him. But when I seen him chasing him, and when he was spraying him, I was just like, man, something about to happen. Something just not gonna be right. Something just not gonna be right the way he's spraying him. Something gonna happen. Something gonna happen, man. I ain't gonna lie, I cried because I was only 12 when that movie came out, so I cried. I cried because that hurt me. I loved it. What up, Art? I definitely will. I'm gonna check it out for sure. But hey, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Bad Booth ain't cook. Are you cooking, Booth thing? Ah, snap! Booth ain't cooking. It smell good as hell. It smell. Are you? Oh yeah. You cooking something good? Huh? Yeah, Booth ain't cooking. She about to. She about to. I smell the food, and I got a stuffy nose, and no, I ain't got corona. I just got the stuffy nose. But boo thing, I just was, you know when your food gonna be good, right? You know when food smelling good, when you got a stuffy nose and you far away and you smell the food. That's when you like, oh snap, I'm about to eat good in the hood. What's up? It's your boy D White. You feel me, Derek? Oh, right now I can't tell, April, but I'm smelling some meat. I'm feeling like, cause yesterday she cut me some good grits and some of these eggs with sausage in the eggs and these little bacon things in the egg and this big ass fat. See, my boo thing, she'll cook all like off the. I like off the wall stuff. Like, I like anything that like. You know, you don't gotta cook like a traditional man. Like you can cook weird stuff for me and it'll pop. But she had these grits, feel me? And she had these eggs and she had sausages and these bacons in the eggs. And she cooked this big fat ass hamburger with this cheese and the hamburger was big as hell. Feel me? And then she gave me my favorite tortilla chips on the side. You feel me? This was from my work. These favorite tortillas. I love eating these tortilla chips. And then she gave me banana. Like that's weird. Like a lot of that don't go, but you know what I'm saying? When you eat it all together, it's popping. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So and I think I'm trying to get her to do this meatloaf here soon with some mashed potatoes and some greens, cause buddy, but we about to eat good in the hood. Even balance. Oh, it's Miss April. It's all love and all good. It's nothing but love. It's super love. But hey, let me let y'all get out of here. Appreciate y'all jumping in the feed. Had a great crowd today. A lot of great talk today. Appreciate a lot of your comments today. Always appreciate y'all coming in. Please like, subscribe. Like I said, we're trying to continue to make this thing grow. We'll see what happens going on with this virus and whatever. But we need to continue to make this thing grow over here at Silver Blue Nation. It's growing expeditiously. Like I say with Ti, go support Dallas Prospect, Law Nation. You know how he gets a pop of my guy Skywalker still. like I said, we're getting that late night hype. We're really trying to push that like no other, to be a really big thing. So we need your subscriptions. We need you to go out there and spread the word. Hey, Tuesday nights, y'all ain't got nothing to do. Get on that 10 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock p.m. EST, the late night hype, Big Game James, Law Nation, Skywalker Still, talking all that good Cowboy stuff, all different views, all realness, all good stuff, because you're going to hear the real. You're going to get stats. You're going to get videos. You're going to get all that. You get everything in one. We're trying to push that on a big network, and we're trying to take it there. But we need the support of everybody that's in my feeds, his feeds, their feeds, and when we come together, we need all y'all in there deep. We got the late night hype chat. We got mailbag questions that are popping. We got so many things that we're about to add to it. And also DC4L, that me and Skywalker Still do a show twice a month in DC4L on Facebook. Get in there and be a join. Be a member. The main thing is, when you guys are in this feed, we need the support. The way I love y'all supporting, because I look at all your comments. I get done and go talk to my girl, and we be talking about, oh, do you see what blah, blah, blah said? Hey, brought up a good point. Did you see blah, blah, blah? I give you hella shout-outs. We're trying to get this merchandise going with this late night hype, but we can't continue to do everything we want without your continued support. If you want to be a Patreon, you see it going across the screen. It's only start out only $1. Then what you're doing is, hey, if you're like, you know what? I like my boy. I like what he's doing over there. I'm going to support. Hey, that's how you do it, because that makes this thing grow, and it makes this content get even better and better for more things that we can go out and produce and get. And this season, be at games, be at training camp, was going to be at the draft, but that looks like a no-go, but we'll be everywhere and anywhere. A lot of good things coming up for Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James. So just continue support, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff to make this thing great. Feel me, y'all? Appreciate y'all too. Stephen Arthur, Rue Glock. It's your boy D White. So many people. Infinite Error. So many people. I just love all your support that's been in here. Locks 44 looking crazy. Tyrone Church has been a great support. I just want to give a few shout outs to people that have been great. Dan Lee came through. Well, I just met him in October in Virginia. Came through with the great donation. Young Wilson from Hawaii supports like no other. My guy Tyrone Church comes with them $2 hollers like no other. Jawan James comes with them big boys. He's always coming with them big boys. Brandon Ross came in, has been doing his thing. Who else? I just make sure I want to. Who else came in here? Tavis Banks, big supporter. Just want to give shout outs to y'all. Shout out to Ron the Don. Ron. What's Ron's last name again? Ron Smith. I'm sorry, Ron. I'm so sorry. Ron the Don, shout out to you today, dog. Happy birthday to you. Just shout out to all the supporters who've been supporters of Silver and Blue. Stelios Cowboys came through. Stevie Mack, 23, being a great moderator that he is. Derek Clegg, Stephen Arthur, just so many names in here that have been so important to the growth of this station. I can't give enough love to you guys and enough shout outs to you guys. You guys make this thing what it is, and I get excited. You know, not to just sit there and just keep talking, but I just get excited when I get knowing I'm about to jump on and I get all you guys in there, because I know we're going to have a great session. We're going to talk good Cowboys football. Everything is in here is clean. Even with Eastside Herald, we have a great time talking trash back and forth. It's a great time, and I just want to give y'all my whole appreciation for everything y'all doing here. And let's make this thing great, y'all. Like, for real. We want to make this thing bigger and better than anything, but I can't do it without y'all. So I just want to give y'all a shout out and much love from me, and I will never, ever forget anything y'all have done, especially if this thing gets bigger, which it is, and it will. When this thing gets big the way we want it, we will never forget how the foundation started, and you guys have been the foundation. So salutes to you, one love, and I'm out.